Yeah, for sure. So I think another area, and it comes under zero party data, is capturing quality of research within the high performing flows. So it's very similar. Customers are giving you their answers. But if we take the welcome flow and the abandoned checkout flow, there's a good chance they were very high intent customers that either have got to the flow and maybe haven't purchased. There's a real opportunity for brands there to just create an email that says, hey, look, we've noticed you've not purchased. It's fine, but we'd love to know the reason why. And that can be really great at spotting any potential holes in the customer journey that you might not have known. There's a really great software called spellbound.io, that is really making it easier for interactive emails. And it also allows for in-email surveys. So from a perspective of experience, it's really slick. I had one example a few months ago where we found that people were getting confused because the shipping price wasn't the same as it was on the website. There was a little hole in the customer journey. And from that, we started seeing, right, guys, we need to fix that. And it's little things like that. You never know what pops up.
As your brand scales and you start to have hundreds of landing pages instead of just 5 or 6, then it is hard to keep a track of making sure that everything is spot on everywhere. And customers won't be interested in opening a new ticket and telling you actively something that's wrong with your site. They'll abandon, won't they? So I think that it is important. We use stuff like Hotjar and get like warnings from like rage clicks and things like that to make sure that if something is going wrong, that we can then have a look at it. But yeah, I think asking customers is a great way. So would you give them options then? Would you sort of say like, what went wrong? Was it A, B or C? Or would you just sort of like leave it open to them?
So I think I've done both and I've seen both. Some brands ain't comfortable with giving options because they think it gives people an upfront reason to be like, oh yeah, the shipping is expensive, isn't it? So I've definitely seen some brands hesitant. I've probably used more open questions and let them just explain it. And you suddenly start seeing a trend. And what might be a good way is if you start with open, start seeing a trend, and then those common answers become your sub options further down the line, potentially. There was a good example once with a sofa brand, and the feedback was, oh, we're just not sure how comfortable this is going to be. And that was a really great way of thinking, okay, we can add this in the email and start sharing how the comfortability factor. So brand preference, but if you're nervous, you might want to start with an open question just so you don't lead anyone down any paths.